Good afternoon, my friends and fellow human beings. Thank you very much for being here. And today I want to talk about how I've worked on my own healing. It's a process that took me 20 years, or almost 20 years. So what I did was that I manifested the life I'm having now when I was 8. Every single detail, okay? When I was 8, I realized you have, until you're 7, you have the subconscious programming, okay? And I realized that the subconscious programming was destroying who I was, because I already had my third eye open. I had very advanced thought patterns. I was more advanced than I am now. So actually, I am doing a remembering process to go back to the qualities I had. Okay, so as you have seen already for some of my videos, I'm an empath, so I can feel the level of conscience that the other people are in a room or a person. I can feel their emotions. I can feel if they are grieving, I can feel the disruption or the stress levels, and I feel them if their feelings were my own, and this is very draining. So I've learned to be to close all my chakras to avoid that to happen, and I have a very loving side and a very tough side, and when people, I'm very understanding and very nice, but when I see that the person doesn't learn by their own mistakes or does not have introspection capabilities, unfortunately I cannot be around them. I have to move on, and I have to have other experiences and be myself, okay? So when I was 8 years old, I decided, I asked the universe that I needed to leave the country I was living. So I'm Portuguese, so I asked the universe, I want to leave the country. I need to reprogram the brain. I need to relearn or to improve my emotional skills. So I asked the universe to go to Germany. So I actually moved to Germany when I was 22 and a half. I learned English, so I speak perfect English, as you can see on the videos. And at the time I said I needed to express. When I was 8 years old, I felt that I needed to express the complication of my emotions in a better way. And I asked the universe, what is the blessed place? And they said, go to Germany, because the structure of the language is better. And there are other reasons that I'm not going to go into, because already at the time I already had a very complicated thought pattern. I already saw things that only now people are coming up, okay? I already knew that we were one. I already knew that my emotions affect the others and the others affect my emotions. I already knew that. So I did my best to protect the inner child, the loveliness of my inner child, okay? And I asked the universe to help me to regain my feminine qualities and to become the high priestess, because I already had the third eye opened, and we leave the matrix. You don't have a job that allows you to use your healing capabilities. So actually only now those things stop being taboo. Okay, so there is a link, there is a video, I'll link it down below, that explains the 8 taboos in psychology and the difference that the quantum physics is already, it's normal in quantum physics, okay? There is a video that explains that I'm a daughter of a narcissistic mother. So that I don't remember my mother hugging me. I remember all the violence, the emotional abuse, the physical abuse. And my greatest achievement in life is that nobody actually realizes that I have been abused. And that's my great achievement. And I'm gonna tell you how I did it. So, and my daughter, she's now 12, she told me, Mama, I wanna be like you. And when I was her age, I was always screaming at my mother, and that's not the life I wanted to live. So why did I decide to learn the other languages? Well, one of the reasons was that in order to rearrange the programming in your life. And when you speak a foreign language, you detach emotionally from the triggers, you know. When there are certain words that trigger you because they remind you of certain emotional happenings, okay? So, and if you stop using those words, for many years I didn't speak Portuguese, so you don't have those triggers, okay? So you have a period on your life that you are actually you can go to your to the manager of your personality. So slowly and maturely you start dropping your false selves, okay? And Peter Gerlach has a very good program about it, okay? So by moving to another country, and Germany is a country that is emotionally much more developed, and I speak to other people, other mothers, what is cognitive dissonance, and in Portugal they say, and here it says, yes, I understand what you mean. Okay, it's different. People know, well, and there is an expectation of behavior. There is an expectation when you speak your arguments or your thesis and your arguments, people listen to you. They have listening skills. So the society there is a lot of pros and contras, but for what I needed, it served its purposes, okay? And I live in Germany now for almost 20 years. And slowly and maturely I dropped the programming, okay? So I remember when I moved in, the relationship I had with money, the relationship I had with beautiful things and with clothes, and I couldn't throw things away, and I used them until they were destroyed, and I've changed so much. The relationship with food, with relationship with what is love, how do you transmit love, how do you love yourself, okay? The relationship with cleaning, okay? The intellectual relationship I had with myself, the loving relationship. So the fact that there is also a video I did about that. I had a lot of childhood wounds. So one by one, I dropped them out, one by one. And when I found the Peter Gerlach program, it was very easy because I already had done most of the work by myself. So the videos that I've been doing on the last 3 or 4 weeks, they are 100 videos. This is not from today. There are books here that I've already read 16, 17 years ago. Okay, for example, the one about the daughters of narcissistic mothers. Okay, I already had done that work. So it is a slow process, and the goal is to leave the childhood wounds. So you have the distorted feminine. Okay, so because due to historical and religious reasons in Portugal, the women, they have to work very hard, but they are not really allowed to be feminine, okay? And there is a mix of behaviors between behaviors between women and men. So the role of the woman is the house. So she's not allowed to develop the intellectual capabilities or the third eye capabilities. She's only supposed to be you can know, because most of the women in Portugal are called Maria, so she cannot be the woman that has pleasure. She can only be the Maria, the saint, okay? And that's very reducing, okay? So, but that does not mean that being emancipated is being irresponsible. Just because a woman is able to express what she wants in several layers of her life, that does not mean that she's irresponsible, okay? Or promiscuous. My upbringing is very similar to the upbringing of the Turkish, of the Arabs. So when I was growing up, I couldn't develop intellectually, I couldn't develop emotionally, I couldn't develop spiritually, and I felt a constant caging of my energies. And moving to Germany gave me that possibility. There are many things it was not allowed. I couldn't have beautiful clothes. I couldn't have beautiful quality things. So by coming to Germany, I've distanced myself from that toxic behavior. And because it's the one that has the saying in my home is myself. So what I say in my home, because I'm the one that pays my bills, is law. So, and what I've learned is that every time I had disagreements in my life was because the other people want to tell me what to do, and they don't accept that I am the queen, the boss, the high priestess of my life. Okay, and after in 2012, and I see, especially on the internet. And my best friend is like that. We are not scared to say to be the boss bitches, okay? And we are able to be the boss bitches, but also the sweet mothers, okay? So I've done so much work that I do not recall anymore the negative programming. And it takes me quite a bit of energy to recall what happened, because I have a great capability. I only memorize what I want, and I understand that the past is the past, okay? And because I do not have around me, I've changed friends a lot, it's obvious. So I do not have people around me constantly reminding me of my mistakes. And because I do not live with my parents, that the relationship with my parents was a karmic relationship, was the most hurtful relationship of my life. Being with my parents is like being next to cactus. It's awful. It is negative. It is. I do not remember an episode that I felt love inside of my heart chakra. Okay, because they come from families that are very damaged, and they do not have the inner strength to revert the situation. Okay, and they do not understand the creation purposes. For example, when my mother says, what is happiness? She says, happiness are moments. And she doesn't really understand that you choose joy and happiness by organizing thoughts, emotions, feelings, and actions. Okay, and some Wagner explains that narcissists shouldn't have children, so they had me because everybody had children, and because actually they didn't want to have children. So it should have been better not to have children, but God decides to give them myself. And And then I had a child, and when I had my child, actually I had two children. I had one with 17 that I realized I couldn't love the child like I wanted to love her. So I decided to leave that child with my parents. And then a few years later, I had a second child, and this one I could love the way that I wanted to love her. So I loved her like I wanted a mother to love me. Okay? And that is beautiful because my daughter tells me very often, Mama, I want to be like you. You are very lovely. Okay? And that is the greatest gift or present that the universe has ever given me, and I'm very thankful. I am very pity that I couldn't give my oldest child the love that she deserves, but I trust that she's able to go around the situation like I did. So I pray to God that everything turns out to the good. Okay, so and another thing that I do is that I follow my intuition. I don't know how to tell other people how to have their intuition because I always had it. So my intuition is I use my intuition to take decisions. I don't even everything from books to clothes to schools to friends to anything. So I don't even take a decision in using logic because the universe is basically to have infinite intelligence, and the universe knows much, and my soul knows much more than I will ever know. So I am very humble concerning the knowledge of the universe. Okay? And what it happens to me is that I've lived in the past great amounts of stress. And nowadays people say, you are not stressed. You obviously, because I removed everything toxic around me, you know. And the goal now is to be a master manifestator and to increase the vibrations in this life that we are living, and to allow people to go back to the Garden of Eden. Okay, that's it. I think that I'm extremely confident on this goal, and I'm extremely grateful for the universe to give me the opportunity to have cleaned all my negative wounds. I only have positive thoughts. I rarely have negative because yes, that's the key. And I follow strictly the opinions and my experience, as you can see on the videos, and I'm very careful with boundaries, with self-respect, and I behave like a priestess, like a person that knows what she's doing in life. And I don't have anything further to say. The most important for me is to be with people that respect my psyche and give me space to be the best person I can be and to blossom. Okay, so I thank you very much for listening to me. Comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.